All right, hey everyone. So the purpose of this video is just to talk about this handout a little bit. So you'll end up doing this handout on your own, but we're going to go over a quick strategy for how to decide which graph to use based on a particular question of interest. And so I'm going to go ahead and turn this paper over. But before I do, we're just going to take note of the different graphs that we've talked about. So we've talked about histograms and box plots, bar charts, or bar plots, side-by-side box plots, and then a side-by-side bar chart. All right, so how we're going to kind of break this down is we're going to see if our question of interest involves either one variable or two variables. And we're just going to go down in the order that we've actually covered these. And so for one variable where we started out, if that variable was quantitative, then we looked at using a histogram or a box plot, and we a little bit looked at using a dot plot. So all those were acceptable kind of ways and useful ways to visualize a quantitative variable like salary or number of home runs hit or whatever. If that variable was categorical, this is where we kind of spent the least amount of time because it wasn't really too difficult. Like player position for the baseball data, that's when we would use a bar plot or bar chart, same thing. All right, and so then if we have two variables, if they're both categorical, then that's when we used our side-by-side bar chart. And if we had one categorical, one quantitative, that's what we just finished up with that teacher salary data. That was when the useful graph was a side-by-side box plot, so that you could compare across the different levels of the categorical variable what the distribution of the quantitative variable was across those different groups. The only kind of setting we haven't covered is if both of the variables are quantitative. Then we would use a scatter plot, but we're going to save that until we talk about regression toward the end of the semester. All right, so with this chart, it should kind of help you answer these questions. So they pertain to like the Stat 113 student survey. So if you wanted to look at what the average number of siblings a SLU student has, at least according to the thought process we outlined on the back page, I would be looking at this and saying, okay, there's one variable and it's number of siblings. So one variable, number of siblings, is quantitative, so I would probably look at a histogram or box plot. And you would then just kind of repeat that reasoning for the rest of the questions. Okay, cool. So as always, let me know if you have any questions about this, and I'll be happy to chat with you.